Hi everyone, this is a video. It's going to be short for the paper 1 of our CAT trial examination. Just a quick disclaimer. I'm in a classroom full of kids who are itching to make noise. So if you hear noise in the background, I have asked the kids to keep quiet, but if they fail to do that, please, I apologize ahead of time. So these are the files that you would have received. We have the HTML file, we have an image, and this is what we are going to use for our project. All right, this is the HTML markup, and I have opened it rather with Sublime Text. If you want to know how, you right-click on the HTML file, and you will click on Open with or Edit with Notepad++, which is what you are going to use. But I prefer Sublime Text, so I'll open it with Sublime Text. All right, and I've also opened that same file with Chrome. To do that, all you need to do is to drag that HTML file over to your Chrome, and it will open up in Chrome. All right, so we see that we have our HTML markup. HTML, we have the header section. Inside the header, we have the title. We have our body. This is not supposed to be like that. And then we have these comments, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4, and then 5.5, which is where you are going to write all your markup for this project. All right, so this is what it's supposed to look like when it's done. All right, so this is the paper that I'm going to be referencing. And when I reference this paper, you will see I may take some time because I will need to change this orientation upside down. So when I take some time, please just know that when we get to 5.3, I will have to change that orientation and make it upside down. All right, so the nice thing about this paper is that you are given what it's meant to look like. So if it doesn't look like what it's there, you know that you are not on the correct path. So, okay, without wasting much time, let's go back to our HTML and start with 5.1. It says set the website page color to cream. All right. Before I do that, I want to then say, with the markup that we are given at the end of your question paper, many mistakes that in fact, the one mistake that is common to the people that I have marked, I've seen that they go and they take the correct markup, which in this case would be, this is what many people do. They will say BG color. Okay, let me do it this way. BG color equals cream. But the mistake that they do is that they will then bring the angle brackets with them. All right. So then you find that you have the body tag with its opening and closing bracket. Then they will bring this markup with its own angle brackets, which then nullifies the whole exercise. So make sure that when you bring the markup, if it is going to be inside an HTML tag, just make sure that you don't write those angle brackets. You will use the angle brackets of that particular tag. All right. So that is the first one. And if I save this and refresh it to Chrome, you will see that it will then change the color to me it looks like lime. It doesn't look like cream, but if the HTML thinks it's cream, that's fine by me. Okay, then we have 5.2. 5.2 says rectify the error that occurred when the webmaster was inserting a picture, and you must also center the picture. All right, so we have image source equals 5digitalpicture.jpg. Okay, we can see already that we have a problem. So if we come to this 5digital picture, we can see that it's a PNG file. Or if you wanted to, you can go to the properties of that image and you will see that it's a .png file. And if we come to our our image here, you see it's a JPEG. So what we'll do, we need to then remove the JPEG and replace that with .png. All right, and then the other thing that you may see, which in my previous attempt it took me some time to notice, but it turns out that on that video I did not put my microphone to record, so I did that one. So you will see that it's image source. Now the source here is incorrect. It's src, not scr. All right, it took me some time to find that error, but in case you didn't find it, that is what the error is there. If I saved it, and if I come now and refresh, you will see that it brings that image. If it's SCR, I save, you will see then that the image will not load because that is an incorrect spelling. Okay, so image source 5digitalpicture.png, and it says that that image must also be centered. So let's center that. We'll put it in the center, and I will then also end that one there. All right, so okay, now I see what was going on. Okay, so if we save it again and refresh, there it is. It becomes centered. Okay, now 5.3 says fix the error under the heading what are the challenges to digital literacy to be bulleted using square bullets. All right, so we have our list items here. So LI, 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 those are all list items, and we want to use square bullets to list these list items. And for now, you can see that they are using normal round bullets, but we want to use square bullets. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to put an unordered list because we want the type, we want to be able to use the type for our unordered list. Then I'm going to close this tag down here. I'm going to close that tag down here, and I'm going to indent this to the right. And so we have an unordered list, we have a list item, and this unordered list, it can have a type. The type is going to be square. There's my type. The type is going to be square. If I'm going a bit fast, you can slow down the video if you wanted to, and so that you can catch up with me. I'm trying to preserve the amount of time that this video is going to run, and also the size of the video itself. So if I save it now and I refresh, you'll see that now it'll change. The only thing it will change is that it will allow it will now change from being a round normal bullet to be a square bullet. 5.4 5.4, I just need to rotate my image. Okay, 5.4, it says modify the table as follows. We have a table here in 5.4. The table starts from this table tag all the way, and it ends here on line 86. Change the color of the table to pink. It's the first thing that we want to do. Change the color of the table, so we'll say BG color equals pink. All right, that's the first thing. Also says the border of the table must be 5 points and width must be 70 points. So border, it will be 5 points, and then our width will be 70%. Okay, so there 70%, and if we save it and refresh, then you'll see that our table will have an actual physical table and it has 7 rows, with the last row only spanning for the first column. All right. So it says then row 7 must be merged across the 3 columns. So here is column 1, column 2, column 3. So row 7, which is this, let us be digital literate, it must be merged across the 3 columns. So we want this row to go across and occupy the space in column 1, occupy space in column 2, and occupy space also in column 3 respectively. So what we'll do is that we'll go back to our code and we go to row number 7, which is this one here. So we have a table row, and then we have the table data in that row, and then we have the closure of that table row. So what we do is that first things first, we'll say to that table data, not the row. So we'll go to the table data, and the first thing is to merge it, right? So we will have a column span. So we'll do a column span, and we'll say span over 3 columns. All right. If we save that, then it spans over 3 columns. There you'll see now that one row spans over 3 columns. And secondly, now that we've spanned it over 3 columns, we also want it to be center aligned. Okay. So we align center, save. There it's centered, and then finally it says that it also must be bold. Okay, we put it in that paragraph, inside the paragraph tag, and we bold it. There it has now become bold. Or do we, sorry, that's 5.4. Oh, that's 5.4, né? It's supposed to be 5.4, which is this one here. I think it is this one here, and I think this must go, this one must go here, and this one must go in there. Save it. Okay, there it's changed and it's become bold. And then finally, let me first remove for further digital. Okay, so what we need to do here is that create a link on the text below the table to open the brochure file in your data folder. Okay, so what we'll do, we need to create a link on the text below to open the file. So it says click here for the brochure. So what we do is that where it says click here, just before that, we want to insert an anchor tag, and with an anchor tag we are going to have an H reference, and the H reference must lead us to the brochure thing. Let's see. Okay, here it is. Okay, there it is. .pdf. Okay, and then we close that anchor tag. We close that anchor tag like that, and we are going to close this anchor tag here again. All right. So I'm lying. We're closing it here. There's something I didn't do right here. I think, okay, it's this one. Then if we write, you will see now that this has become a hyperlink. Click here for the brochure. Then you see that when I click on it, it then opens up the brochure like that. All right. So we've come to the end of this session. I think after this, I'm going to do the Excel, and then I'll do the Access, and finally, if there's still time, I'll do the Word part of the paper. Thank you for your attention. I hope that I was clear enough, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.